Well, it is Workers' Day, and on the 1st of May, every single year, around the world, we see celebrations of International Workers' Day. But every year, the question still remains, is there anything to celebrate? Workers continue to voice their unhappiness with inequality, low salaries and general working conditions. But has the government here at home gone far enough to change the lives of the workers? Now, to take this discussion even further, I'm joined again by governance expert Professor Sam Koma to, of course, delve into the discussion. Thank you so much, Prof, for your time once again. Good to have you on this Workers' Day. Let's go back to our initial question around whether there is even anything for workers to celebrate right here at home.
No, generally there's little for workers to celebrate today, given the harsh socio-economic conditions workers are faced with, the issue of the rising cost of living that is not in line with the average income of ordinary workers in the lower band of the labor market, to the fixing of wages below the consumer price index, that is your inflation, that also presents a serious burden on workers in terms of meeting their material needs and those of their dependents. We have the perennial blackouts that are also impacting negatively on the working conditions of workers in certain economic sectors. It means shorter working hours, and that means less wages to be earned by the workers. We also have a formal economy that has shared about 120,000 jobs in the last quarter. And also we have workers in other key sectors that continue to strike over the issue of insourcing and also to secure permanent employment or jobs in the various sectors. So in aggregate terms, workers are presented with serious problems as a result of the economic situation that beset the country.
Prof, as you're speaking, I'm hearing you reiterate what unions have been saying, all along. Things are getting worse for workers. And I just wonder, what will the workers expect to hear from the president this year as he attends the May Day rally alongside COSATU? I mean, last year they weren't even trying to listen to ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa. They booed him and got him out of the venue. But this year, does he have answers to those particular, examples that you have just shared with us this morning? Does he have tangible results or at least progress for workers?
Yes, he will do good if you were to say to the workers today, to say these are the results I have, or the progress regarding the commitments that we made at the Job Summit that was held in 2018. These are the results or tangible deliverables I have for you, arising from the investments that have been pledged so far. These are the trickle effects of the investments that have been pledged, or there is a movement towards the fixing of the economy and creating an enabling environment for businesses and entrepreneurs to thrive. And also, there is a movement in the building of a competent state, because truth be told, we have a state that is failing in many respects in terms of delivering on the hopes, aspirations, expectations, and demands of ordinary people in the country.
And I just wonder, Prof, if that's what the president of the ANC will be saying, more promises than tangible results, wouldn't the workers question the timing of it all? I mean, we're heading to general elections next year. At what point will the workers think, is this good timing for promises, or is there really much for us to hold on to? Because we've seen, even with the protests this year alone, that the engagement that workers have had through unions, even with workers, hasn't always been in good faith. Most of it has been in bad faith, they say. There's been a back and forth before they could ultimately, reach the desired results of those, negotiations within the bargaining council.
Yes, I agree with you, Tumelo. We need collective bargaining that is done in good faith, but also workers increasingly are becoming impatient with the lack of sense of agency in the implementation of the agreements that are set at network level and also at other platforms among the social partners. So they want to see a sense of agency being given in terms of addressing these serious socioeconomic conditions that faces ordinary workers on the ground. But also workers cannot continue to rely on the government to solve some of their problems. They have to advance and also influence their interest through various platforms, obviously starting at the shop floor level, workplace forums, and also Network as one of the influential socioeconomic structure we have in the country, and play their role in terms of ensuring that they influence the outcomes of the policy decisions that are taken at the various platforms, and also continue to raise the plight of workers by going to the street as part of demanding the resolution of the issues that faces ordinary workers.
Yeah, Prof, you mentioned such a good point with regards to the agency with which workers have and the need to utilize. And I just wonder, what's the relevance and significance, if there is any still, of COSATU as well as, its alliance, amongst others, with the SACP and the ANC? Is there still a place, for them? Are they still relevant in terms of advancing those concerns, those worker issues?
Yeah, obviously there will always be contestation among the various partners, especially that are part of the governing party, the ANC, COSATU, and the SACP. These are issues that have been with them as structures since 1994. The issue of the formulation of macroeconomic policy that is fit for purpose and that is able to adequately address the issues that faces the country. One, the high levels of unemployment, the rising levels of poverty, and also inequality. So until such time, all these partners fully commit to what they resolve on, and also as part of addressing these issues through policy implementation, that will go a long way in terms of cementing the relationship that they have. But we now know that the SSCP has taken a posture to say it is likely to contest independently come 2024 if there is no reconfiguration of the alliance. COSATU has taken a similar posture to say if SSCP pulls out, we are going to go into a relationship or a marriage with the SSCP.
And is that a threat, Prof, in your opinion, or is there a promise that you think the SACP and COSATU are serious about? Because, my colleague Gareth Edwards had a conversation with SAFTU General Secretary, that's Zwelinzima Vavi, and he says it seems the innocence of it all has been taken away. This might just be all rhetoric, just to make it come across as they are doing something, but there might be more happening behind the scenes that would inform the SACP and COSATU to actually not act on that particular statement.
Yes, of course, they will always say our decisions will always be influenced by the balance of forces. So it may come at a time that they are able to take such a radical decision to pull out of the alliance if the balance of forces triggers them to such a position, to say it's high time we independently contest the elections under the banner of the SSCP, and being also in a relationship with the trade union movement, that is COSATU, which in fact we were party to its formation in the early 80s when they were embarking on an anti-apartheid struggle.
All right, Prof, we'll leave it there. And I appreciate you, of course, adding your voice to this conversation. Governance expert, Professor Sam Koma, thank you so much for your time this morning.